All right, I think we can go ahead and get started. I know that some of our interpreters are having some issues with the correct channels, so I apologize. I will fix that as soon as I can, but I do want us to go ahead and get started. So good morning. This Internal Affairs Oversight Panel meeting will start in just a minute. My name is Ben Tillman, and I am OPAT's Board Administrative Assistant. This community meeting, or I'm sorry, this public meeting is public and will be recorded. All members of the public have their cameras turned off. And before we start, there are a few housekeeping items that I'd like to cover. First, we have turned on Zoom's auto captioning. Each person will need to opt in to see these captions, and you can select the live transcript button on the toolbar at the bottom of your Zoom screen to see these captions appear. The Mayor's Office of Language and Communication Access is providing language services today in American Sign Language, Spanish, Mandarin, Vietnamese, Cape Verdean Creole, and Haitian Creole. To hear this meeting in any of these languages, you would want to select the interpretation button on the toolbar at the bottom of your Zoom screen and select the language channel that you need after each of our interpreters, each language team introduces themselves. I would also like to acknowledge our ASL interpreters, Jess, and I apologize, I'm blanking on the name of the other interpreter, but they will be on shortly. I'm now going to pass it over to the other interpreters to introduce themselves. I believe I have turned off the interpretation. I'm sorry.
Buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es Gabriela Herrera y voy a trabajar con Erika Pérez el día de hoy como sus intérpretes de español. Si ustedes deciden que quieren escuchar esta sesión en español, por favor van a ir a la parte inferior de su pantalla en unos momentos, ya que hayamos terminado todos los intérpretes de hacer nuestro anuncio. Va a aparecer un globito en la parte inferior de la pantalla que va a decir Interpretation. Ustedes van a oprimir ese botón y van a escoger español, y si están conectados de un dispositivo diferente que les muestra 3 puntitos, primero van a ir a los 3 puntitos, después seleccionar el español y después le van a dar OK. Bienvenidos y gracias por su paciencia. Empezamos brevemente.
Hello, my name is Tina. My partner Terry and I will provide Mandarin interpretation for this session. I'll explain the Zoom interpretation instruction in Mandarin. 大家好，我的搭档 Terry 和我会给您提供普通话的翻译。一会儿他们会打开翻译功能，然后您会看到一个地球仪，请点击我们的普通话频道。如果您是用手机或者是平板 iPad 上线的话，请你点击3个点，然后选择我们的频道。我们一会儿在频道里的时候，欢迎您可以跟我们打个招呼。谢谢您，一会儿见。Thank you.
Xin chào buổi sáng. Good morning. My name is Duyên, Vietnamese interpreter. Myself and my partner Mỹ Hạnh will be the interpreter for the meeting today. Xin chào quý vị. Tôi và chị Mỹ Hạnh sẽ cung cấp thông dịch liên tục cho các anh chị, và nếu mà cần thông dịch liên tục, anh chị bấm vào cái thanh phía dưới của màn hình và chọn ngôn ngữ tiếng Việt thì chúng tôi sẽ thông dịch cho các anh chị liên tục ạ. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Vanusa Gomes-Green. Myself and the other interpreter, Eugenia Moreira, will be providing interpretation from English to Cape Verdean Creole. Bom dia, meu nome é Vanusa Gomes-Green. Amigo, outro intérprete, Eugênio Moreira, também interpreta de inglês para cabo-verdiano, para aqueles que houve exceção na crioulo de Cabo Verde. Para houve exceção na crioulo de Cabo Verde, favor, vai na parte de controle horizontal, na parte de baixo do computador, calca naquele botão que está falando Interpretation, depois calca no idioma que você ouve, está falando Cape Verdean Creole, E depois de botar na sala, que botou ouvir que tradução para crioulo de Cabo Verde. Obrigado. Thank you.
Bonjour, et non pas c'est Cynthia, et c'est moi-même qui ai interprété pour nous aujourd'hui ensemble avec partenaire nous qui c'est Sadok Basile. Et pour interprétation, créole haïtien, allez dans contrôle bas, dans partie en bas écran, et puis cliquez sur interprétation. Après ça, cliquez sur langue que vous avez entendu. Qu'on y a bien accès à réunion en créole haïtien. My name is Cynthia, and the partner that I'm partnering with is Sadok, and will be the Haitian Creole interpreter for today. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much to our interpreters. I am going to open up those channels. If anyone has any audio problems, please just let us know.
Ben.
I'm sorry? Can you hear me now?
Barely.
I apologize. Is this any better?
Much better. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. If anyone has any audio issues, please just let us know. And as a reminder to our panelists, please speak relatively slowly and don't speak over each other so that we can make this easier for our interpreters. And with that, I am now going to pass it over to our IAOP chair, Judge Leslie Harris.
Thank you. And good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the first Internal Affairs Oversight Panel meeting of 2022. My name is Judge Leslie Harris, retired, and I am the chair of the Internal Affairs Oversight Panel. Per the City of Boston ordinance establishing the Office of Police Accountability and Transparency, which took effect on July 1st, 2021, we have called a public meeting of the IAOP. This morning, we will run through the agenda that you can see here. Can we post the agenda, please? We will discuss the 2022 meeting calendar. Here, OPET's Executive Director, Stephanie Everett, and Ms. Everett will give the director's report, and we will discuss any additional business that the panelists choose to bring up. I would like to acknowledge the panel members. We are joined this morning by Christina Miller, Julian Mundale, Jesse Sinwa. Our final panelist, Ellison Cartwright, had informed us ahead of time that she would not be available to join us today. Our first order of business today is to review the 2022 meeting calendar. This calendar was posted with the public meeting notice, and OPEC staff can send the link to this document in the chat. The meeting calendar was approved by the OPEC Commission on April 19th, 2022. All of these meetings will be held publicly. Do any of the panelists have any questions about this calendar?
No.
Thank you. Hearing none, I will now move to the Executive Director's report. Ms. Stephanie Everett, please.
Sorry, Chair, I think my mute didn't come off in time.
Yes, ma'am.
Unfortunately, with the calendar, whether it's here or some other place, just that one of the dates does not work for me, unfortunately. October 2022 date. I'm not sure if that can be changed or adjusted. I just might be in labor that day.
Oh, okay. we will discuss that and see if we can make accommodations for you. But if not, then we will miss you at that meeting and congratulate you at the same time. Thank you. Okay, any other? Okay, Ms. Everett, please.
Congratulations. So thank you, Judge Harris, for allowing me a few minutes to just give an update during these times. I think it's important for me to provide an update on what's going on in and around the OPAT office. So I won't take up too much time. So as you may have heard in FY23, the FY23 budget, the mayor's budget was released a couple of weeks ago. In that budget, OPAT's FY budget is $1,465,684,000. That is an increase over the FY22 budget of $165,000. The increase, three of the key investments that I want to highlight for you on why there was an increase is we did request three key investments, and one of which was a community mediator. In the ordinance, it did call for a mediator as a solution to some of the complaints, the less serious complaints that would be brought forth through the OPAT office. And they specifically mentioned having someone on staff at OPAT to handle complaints that could be mediated out. So that's one of those positions, so funding for that position. At the OPAT retreat, I also spoke to you all about having a year-long internship program. So that was something that was put forth in our budget for FY23. So having this year-long internship program for high school students and college students, so we'd have one of each for the year, and their focus would be on the police reform efforts, as well as, again, the youth advisory council that I'm very interested in having kids create. And that youth advisory council efforts would actually start with the summer, when we will have our summer youth works come in. The kids start in June, so I'm very excited to have two kids who come in. Last week, we had staff go out and participate in the open, the job fairs that were happening throughout the city. Our staff was very excited. I participated in one. It was really good to see these kids. They're very excited and wanted to know more about how they can use their voice to elevate the conversation around police reforms. And I think all in all, we had like probably 60, 70 kids who were interested in wanting to participate in our summer program. The third investment was around a consultant to look at the BIPOC hiring, retention, and promotion practices within BPD. That is something that we do have to report out on semi-annually in our semi-annual report. And it's for us, we wanted to really look at not just the data that we could get directly from BPD, but also look at how we can look at creating policy procedures to make some changes around that. So that's what that consultant will be looking at. Also, for the month of April, I have been meeting with all of the city councilors. We were hoping to have them all done this month. We had to move one yesterday because now Senator Edwards is moving on. They had a goodbye celebration for her, so we had to move one of the meetings yesterday to next week. But I've met with every councilor except for two. We'll have one meeting tomorrow and then one more next week. Just to provide them an update of everything that has happened. My 1-year anniversary is on Tuesday. So really just providing an update of everything that's happened, the foundational building that we have done, from the hiring of staff to having the space that you all have seen at Internal Affairs Oversight Panel, and the work, again, of the foundational building and the work that needs to happen going forward in the next year. And that is partnering with them to just get the word out about knowing what we do in this office and what can be done in this office, not just police misconduct, but the policies and procedures that we can do here. So that's what I've been doing with them, and will continue to do and work with the city council going forward. As you know, we are in the midst of a police commissioner search, and just wanted to do a brief update to let you know, if you haven't seen, there is a job description right now that's up that has been put out. It came out probably 3 weeks ago now. That it's a real aggressive approach to try to get us a police commissioner in place by June. So please take a look at that police commissioner search. There's a lot of reform efforts being put in place that we really want the next police commissioner to take our office seriously, work with our office, work with you all as members of the panel. And I think it's important for you to just really be informed of the efforts that are being put in place to move that work forward, as we look to have a commissioner to partner with us on this work. And it's going to be important, especially as the summer rolls on, that we are really informed about what's going on there. And I will give you updates as they come my way. And then lastly, our staffing hiring update. We are continuously hiring in this office. We are still hiring for 3 intake workers. We're still hiring for 2 investigators. So please, if you have anyone, please send them our way. Our office is currently being outfitted for more security. As more files come in here, we want to make sure that we are secure. We want to make sure that people in the office are secure as well. So we're doing a lot of work. But if you happen to be in Nubian Square, you can drive by now and see that we have our signs up. It's very exciting last week to see our signs go up. So the logo in the Office of Police Accountability and Transparency is up. We're still getting furniture slowly but surely. And hopefully for the first quarter FY23, we will be able to announce that we can have an office opening so everybody can come in and really see. And it goes, again, ties into the getting to know at OPAT, so that community does know that we are here and the services that we provide and ways that we can move beyond the marches and continue the work that we started so 2 years ago and many moons ago before then. So that's the updates that I have for you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any questions from the panel? Hearing none, is there any other business that any panel member would like to raise? Hearing none, I want to thank all of you for being present for our first public meeting. And I look forward to working with you, and hopefully we will impress both the police and the community with our efforts, which is our goal. So thank you. If there are any questions, please contact the OPAT staff at opat@boston.gov or at 617-635-4224. I'll hear a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And a second, please.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor? Aye.
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 We stand in adjournment. Thank you all, and thank you to the public for attending our first meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.